Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, August 16th, 2024. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame. When we started out here Monday, we had back-to-back digestive days, two-day compressions here, and Monday afternoon, and especially here pre-market on Tuesday, we were looking for a breakout from the two-day range that would give us somewhere between 150 to 190 points of expansion over the next 2 to 3 days, and we saw that play out in spades here as the market broke out Tuesday, held on a Wednesday, and followed through on Thursday. Very nice solid move, a huge continuation to the upside as anticipated. The low here, the breakout day, was 53.67.5. By yesterday's close, we had made it to 55.71, just over 200 points of range in those 3 days, and a nice continuation back to the FOMC key level above, which was our secondary target as well. 55.55.5, we got that as well. For today, after all of that movement throughout the week here, one thing we were looking at late yesterday afternoon was the potential for a fade after trend day, which means back down toward the previous session's mid, and potentially some compression heading into the weekend, holding and maintaining the majority of the gains for the week. So we are starting to see a little bit of a thrust reversal sell signal here. We're pushing back into the previous session's range, and we could be looking at a rotation into the previous session's midpoint. 55.21.75 is that level. Once we get to that zone, it could be an opportunity for bulls to defend and keep prices relatively in check. Any failure to hold that midpoint, though, and you start to open up a much deeper push into the previous session's range, with worst case scenario becoming an outside day down. Not anticipating that as of right now. Instead, anticipating kind of a modest trend day pullback after trend day with a compression component. But a very nice breakout to begin the week, and nice follow through throughout the rest of the week. If we take a look here at the NQ, similar price action out of the NQ. Great two-day compression that developed here. Huge breakout on Tuesday, hold on Wednesday, and follow through on Thursday. Again, for this one, we were looking for anywhere between 750 and 1,000 points of range. The low was 18,630, and the high here was 19,600. So it was just shy of 1,000 points, just shy, like 970 points of range over those 3 days. And then when you use today's high, it got its 1,000 points, 1,050. Since that Tuesday breakout move. So a very nice breakout and continuation. The other thing, we had the FOMC key level above from July 31st as a target. That's 19,431.5. We got that target yesterday, and we got just shy of reaching the key range high, 19,717. Today, we're seeing a fade after trend day as well. A little bit of a thrust reversal sell signal here. Those thrust reversals, the pink ones here, these are the early signs of failure at the previous high, and that can lead to a pullback to the mid, like we see all these last couple of rotations, and in the worst case scenario, you can see a big time follow through for an outside day. So again, looking for a return back toward the previous session's midpoint here. That would be the 19,351s. And any failure through that level really opens up a continuation. But again, looking for a modest fade after trend day with a compression into the weekend as the market maintains these gains. Looking at the crude oil chart here, crude oil got our downside target. The previous session got a little bit more strength than initially anticipated. We were looking for prices to retest 78, or perhaps see a rejection of prices above 78, and we saw a further continuation through 78. 78.60 was the high yesterday, and then it backed off to close around 78.09. The early idea yesterday was any pullback here could be a selling opportunity for a continuation downward into 75.91. 75.91, And again, yesterday we didn't see that through, but today we certainly did. Gapping down in after hours trading, perhaps a bit of a rollover style gap here, and we're seeing a push as low as 74.52 today. Again, 75.91 is the midpoint of the recent impulse rally from that low to this high. To snap back to 75.91, that gives you a new large key range to work with. If you wanted to work with that new key range, I'm still working off of this key range back here with that strong high. That's 80.62. The low right here is 72.48. And the recent rejection here got us back to the mid and then came just shy of the high. You can see over here we had ourselves a nice rounded top and a failure and transition back through the 80.62 led us back to the mid and across the range. So this key range is still firmly in play, but if you wanted to work off of a new key range, we have one in play over here. Again, a big time fallout here today and a big time push back through the 76.55 midpoint of this key range back here, which could continue to open the door for a continuation within that range. So right now we're kind of stuck between 72.50 and 80.50. All right, looking at gold futures, this one's up right now about 0.8%. A little bit of a pullback over the last couple of days. We didn't quite see our 25.25 to 25.30 upside target, but we are seeing some defense here in the bullish Pima trigger zone. That could open up another buy the dip opportunity. Again, this one continues to maintain an uptrending market, but hasn't really broken free through the 2480 level to suggest a high level of price expansion or even price discovery. It's just kind of lingering up here at the moment, but still we could see a modest new high up ahead until proven otherwise. Looking at the YM, the YM had massive expansion over the previous 3 days. This is the one we were most excited about in our trading room, as it was developing a tremendous 2 to 3 day range. This one started with a failed new low on this day, outside day up. We were looking for a pullback toward 39.750 the next day for a checkmark continuation, and then for a full-on move to the upside of about 750 to 1,000 points. The high end would have been about 1,300 points, but we were looking at a lower range estimate. This thing ended up rallying from 39.350 and getting up to basically today's high right now is 40,780. So that's a massive move over the last 3 days, 4 days here with today's high. It's exactly what we were anticipating in terms of a high range expansion following Friday and Monday's compression, and we got a big time follow through to the upside here. Now for today, again, like the ES and the NQ, a bit of a thrust reversal developing here early in the session. That could be a fade after trend day that brings us back toward the previous session's midpoint. That midpoint is going to be 40,417, and then we could be looking at some compression into the end of the day, holding the majority of the gains into the weekend. So we could be looking at a further downside move of about at least another 170 points or so into that mid, as this market continues to look a bit bearish intraday. Now looking at Bitcoin, this thing is really struggling right now to maintain any type of acceptance above 60K. It continues to test prices below 58K right now. It is continuing to develop a narrow range as well, although again, it really has not found its footing whatsoever just yet. The big time drops that we've seen have been opportunities for bulls to defend those drops, but you know, the way it looks right now, we could be looking at a retest back below 54, 55, which could open up a retest back toward 50. This market right now, again, struggling to really maintain its acceptance above 60K. We're starting to have a large form distribution style range that's developed. And again, at some point here, perhaps a Q4 rally could be in play, but does this thing still need a shakeout first? So right now, struggling at the moment. Inside day right now as we head into the RTH Open. ETH, very similar. This thing has struggled to find any type of test back above the 2800 level. It is still holding 2200, which is a significant area of support, so you like to see that support level continue to maintain support. But again, in order for this thing to really recover here, you got to get back above 2900 in order to open up the upper portion of this range. As of right now, we're still seeing quite a bit of downtrending price action. We're also seeing some trend confirmed sell signals develop inside day here today as this market continues to lack footing at the moment. So we could be looking at a retest of recent lows up ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops heading into the weekend. Happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.